on after this. And my question goes to you, Elizabeth, is in the midst of me building all of this material, like I have my text, I have my videos, I have my PDF and my presentation. As I design, like where do I store this material before loading them? Like where can I safely and efficiently load them? Yeah, I'll give it to you, Elizabeth.
This actually is one of the topics I like to talk about a lot. We work as a team, we all work together. And even if you're just the sole kind of designer on the course, it's just you and you're making all the content, you're more than likely you're going to get help from, say, the multimedia developers. Maybe you have a graphic designer, maybe there's a research assistant, um, in your department. But even if you don't, keeping your content organized is really going to be important. And Josh, you go to the next slide. The number one role that I use for our team, my boss actually has a nice joke about me being very, very strict about this because she didn't do this when we first got to know each other. I say always store in the cloud. If you have your university ID is tied either likely to Microsoft or Google Drive, so you already have a login for one of those. So you already have access to their cloud, either the OneDrive or Google Drive. There's also Dropbox that is out there. All of them have a free tier availability, but there's also a paid plan. If you are on those university things, you more than likely have a paid tier level. So the reason why you want to store in the cloud is if you keep it on your computer and your computer crashes, you need to get a tech person to maybe try to recover that. I've actually had a friend who lost all of the content for all of her courses because she kept it all on her computer and her computer crashed. And the only thing she had left was the things that she'd uploaded to the course. So keeping things in the cloud makes them accessible to you anywhere. So you leave your laptop at home or you're at home instead of at work where your desktop is, you'll be able to access that anywhere and it'll always be available to you. So I say this all the time, every time I hire a new staff person to our team, it's always keep it in the Google Drive, keep it in the Google Drive. There should be nothing on your computer. And that way also, your department, if you are trying to get somebody to collaborate with you on that, having them be able to access that and share that out is a really easy process. And then the next really key topic on the next slide, keep it organized. This is the other conversation I have with a lot of folks is making sure that you have a structure in place, just like you structure your content. You need to structure the files themselves. So we had what I'm showing is one component of our course. So course section. So we were the instructional design team on a different project and we had a bunch of different classes. We had one series of courses that we called CCP College and Career Preparedness. And we had, as you can see, a bunch of courses in that series. So I had a top folder that was the CCP folder. And in that, what you see is there on the left, CCP 101, CCP 200, CCP 201, CCP 300. They were all right there in the same folder. So if I was wanting to bring a concept that we had introduced in 101, and then we get to 302, I wanted to reintroduce that concept, remind them of that, getting to the files would be super easy from in there. We're going to open up the CCP 200, the University Experience course, and I'm going to show you a few lessons we learned the hard way. Make sure you're consistent with how you put that course code. If you use a dash in between the course letters and the number, do it every single time with every file, because otherwise it's going to confuse you if you go to search for it. So you can see the first three files there. We have it CCP-200. I could never find the quiz for this course because I would type in CCP 200 and expect it to pull up in the search, and it never would. So I always had to go and click on the file and folder and go and search for it because we didn't name it consistently. So make sure that you're consistent. If you use a hyphen, that little dash in the middle, great, but do it all the time. If you don't use one, great, do it all the time. And then the rest of the file name should be what the content of that file is. I know I have one colleague we've worked with who wanted everything to be in just one document. But then I would have different people do different things with the documents. And if it was all in one folder, that document became huge and unwieldy, especially If you're doing a semester-long course, one document alone could be super unwieldy. So maybe you want to have one document for each module. Maybe you want to do it where you have the assessments all in one document. If you are going to work with a graphic designer, if you are lucky enough to have somebody on your team who can make graphics for you, you'll want to have all the content that they will need in order to create the document the graphics, where you describe what graphic you want. Maybe you found an image on the internet and you want it, it's kind of like this, but remove this and add this and these words instead. All of that should be in one document, so you can just give it to the multimedia designer. If you're going to record some videos, you'll want the scripts for those videos all to be in a separate document. So maybe your studio has like a teleprompter, or maybe you just want the ability to kind of enlarge it on a little side screen so you can read from that while you record your videos, or maybe just look at that. But again, different documents for different purposes, and name them what they are inside. So make sure it's not just CCP 201 document 1. Make sure it's descriptive. It's CCP document, CCP 200 module 1, or you can see here we have final draft content. That's also important. If you've got a draft document and then a final document that's been reviewed, make sure that's named. And I know I've gone more than 5 minutes, but happy to talk more about kind of the file organization, but super important to just stick a plan and keep to it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing. And I think the big take here is not just like, storing the information on cloud, but also how you organize it. But before I dive into the next topic, in 30 seconds, for someone who has been storing things on their laptop, how do they build like that habit slowly but surely of like, storing things online? Like, how did you go about it when you are starting off?
It definitely was hard to get adjusted to it at first, but one of the things I did when I first started using the Google Drive was, if I touched a document in my laptop, I would immediately, before I started working on it, so I wanted to open up the CCP 200 document that was on my laptop, before I would start working on it, I would put it into the drive first. I'd create that file structure, put it into the drive. Then I was lucky enough, we got an assistant over the summer one year, and they were able to, I actually gave them my laptop and I said, would you move all of the stuff that I have in my laptop and just move it into the drive for me? So that it was a cheater way to do it a little bit, but sometimes it's just about deciding that today's the day that I'm going to organize this course and bring those things online. But it's a process. So